Hello, awesome third graders. You're welcome to today's class. Once again, my name is Mrs. Kuroshi, and I'm so happy to be taking you today. Our subject is mathematics, and we're going to be looking at multiplication of whole numbers. Multiplication of whole numbers. So we're going to look at 1-digit, 2-digit, and 3-digit numbers. So we're going to deal with multiplying these types of numbers. So let's go right on. Now, I know you already know this, but I'll just say it to remind you, to refresh your memory. Multiplication is repeated addition. So here you have 4 times 4, which means 4 in 4 places. So you have 4 plus another 4 plus another 4 plus another 4. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 4s here. So 4 in 4 places will give you what? Do you know? Let's go on. Here you have 12 times 3, which means 12 in 3 places. 12 plus 12 plus 12. Do you know what the answer is? 12 times 3. Do you know? Did you say 36? Excellent. Great. So you know your multiplication table. 4 times 4 is 16. Now it is very, very, very important that you memorize your multiplication table. Okay? So if you don't have a printout, turn to the back of your notebook, your class notebook, and you will see a multiplication table behind, or you can ask mommy and daddy to get you one multiplication table so that you can memorize it. You need to know your 2 times table, 3 times table, 4 times table, and all the way to 12 times table. Okay, so ensure you know your multiplication table because it will help you to understand mathematics better, and it will help you to solve your multiplication problems better. Okay, let's do this. Here I have a triangle that is divided into 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. At the top part, the pointer, we have 21. At the bottom left, I have 7. And at the bottom right, I have 3. So what does this mean? I've put a multiplication sign here, and I've also put a division sign here. And it tells you something, right? Okay, let me tell you what it means. If you look to the right, I have a key here, and it shows me that 7 times 3 equals 21. Great. It also tells me that 3 times 7 equals 21. Then it tells me as well that 21 divided by 3 equals 7. 21 divided by 3 equals 7. And 21 divided by 7 equals 3. 21 divided by 7 equals 3. Great, so that's the relationship between these 3 numbers in this big white triangle. So here you have the triangle again, and then you have 21, you have 7, and something is missing. So how do we solve this problem? We're supposed to put the correct number in here. How do we solve this problem? Remember, from here we said 7 times 3 will give you 21. So 7 times what will give you 21? 3. Great. So you know that. So you put 3. If you have memorized your 7 times table or your 3 times table, you would know that 7 times 3 will give you 21. Or 21 divided by 7 will give you 3. Remember, multiplication is the opposite of division. Great. So division is the opposite of multiplication. Multiplication is the opposite of division. Great, great. So next you have 7 times our imaginary times sign is here, multiplication sign is here. So 7 times 8 will give me what? So you're going to check your multiplication table if you haven't memorized it, your 7 times table or your 8 times table. So check it and then put the correct answer here. So let's go on. What times 9 will give you 54? Do you know? Okay, so let's look at our multiplication table now. Earlier on, we said 7 times 8 will give me what? 56. Great. And you can see it here. 8 times 7 is 56 as well, right? We looked at this. 7 times 8 is what? 7 times 8 is 56. 8 times 7 is 56. Great. Let's go on to the next one. What times 9 will give me 54? What times 9 will give me 54? Do I know my 9 times table? Yes. 9 times what will give me 54? Yay! See 54 and that's 6. So 9 times 6 is equal to 54. So you're going to do the next one. Do you know your 11 times table? 11 times what will give me 121? 11 times what will give me 121? So write it also in your notebook. Brilliant. Guess what this is? This is your place values. It shows you where to place numbers, right? So you have your thousands, your hundred, your 10, and your unit. 1,000, 100, tens, and unit. When you were in primary 1, you did tens and units, and then in primary 2, you did 100, tens, and units. Now you're dealing with thousands as well. That's excellent. You need to know this because it will help you in your multiplication. Did you know that you can multiply whole numbers, you can multiply fractions, and you can multiply decimals? So this is an example of a whole number multiplication. You have 23 times 8. This is a whole number because it is not a fraction. It is an integer. It's called an integer. It's a whole number, right? It doesn't have a decimal and it doesn't have a numerator and denominator. So it is a whole number. Then you can also multiply fractions. So we'll do this sometime in the future. You have 3 over 4 times 2 over 3. You know it's a fraction because there's a numerator and there's a denominator. Numerator and denominator, the number on top and the number at the bottom. You can also multiply decimals. You have your decimal point and you have your integer, you have your decimal places. So 2.45 times 3.2. You can multiply decimals as well. But today we're only talking about multiplication of whole numbers. Multiplication of whole numbers. Can you do this quick test? In your notebook, answer the following questions. Multiply 9 by 3. So you write it out in your notebook and write the answer. The second one is multiply 8 times 9. What is the answer? Fantastic. If you've memorized your multiplication table, it will be so easy as breeze to you. Okay, so the third one is 13 times 7. Oh, you wouldn't find this in your regular multiplication table, so you have to solve for this. So I'll show you how. You must have done it, but this will just remind you. Here you have 13 times 7, right? And then you have your tens and your units. You have to place your values. So you have your tens and your units. Remember, you've done number expansion before. So you have 110 and 3 units. You place the numbers like this, and then you put the multiplier. This is the multiplier, right? So you put it at the bottom. So you have 13 times 7. So let's go. 7 times 3 is what? 21, right? So you write 1 and carry 2 up here. You can see I wrote a small 2 in green to help me remember that I've carried 2 up here. 7 times 3 is 21. So you have your 1 here, and then you put your 2 here. You don't write your 2 here, you put it up here because you're still going to work with it. Then you come back again and take your multiplier. 7 times 1 will give you what? 7. Great. And then you add the 2 to it. 7 plus 2 will give you 9. So can you see? 7 times 3 is 21. You write 1 and carry 2. 7 times 1 is 7. Then you add the remaining 2, the 2 that you carried from here, and you have 9. So your answer is 91. Let's get on to the next problem. So here you have 27 times 3. So you have 27, right, as your multiplied, and then you have 3 as your multiplier. So you have 3 times 7. What does that give you? 21 again. Good. And then you write 1 and carry 2. Then 3 times 2 is what? 6. You write 6. Then you add 2 to the 6. What does it give you? 8. Great. So I've shown you how I did it here as well. 3 times 7, 21. You write 1 and carry 2. 3 times 2 is 6. You add the 6 to the 2 and you bring it down. 8. Brilliant. This is going to be a little longer. A little longer. So we have the next question from here is 252 times 8. So I'll correct it here. 252 times 8 times 8. Great. So I've corrected it here now. So you have your multiplier is 8, and this is what you're multiplying, 252. So let's get right into it. So we started. 8 times 2 is what? 16. You write 6 and carry 1. 6 and carry 1. This is my 16. Then I go again. 8 times 5 is 45. Remember, I have carried 1. So I will add the 1 and it will be 46. I'll bring 6 down, right? I'll write 6 and then I'll carry 4. Is that clear? Good. Then I'll go again. 8 times 2 is 16. I would add this 4 again. I'll have 20. 16 plus 4 is 20. And my answer is 2066. Brilliant. Okay, let's solve some more problems. These are now 2-digit numbers, right? Here we multiplied a 2-digit number with a 1-digit number, or 2-digit number by a 1-digit number. Here we multiplied a 3-digit number by a 1-digit number. Now we're going to multiply 2-digit number by 2-digit number. So look at this example now. 8 times 3, 24. 4 carry 2. 8 times 2, 16 plus 2, 18, 8, and then you bring down 1. Then you have 1 times 3, 3, 1 times 2, 2. Then you add it together. Remember, you must place your first number at the bottom of your multiplier. So I have 3 here, I have 2. Then you add it together. It gives you 414. So you're going to have a lot more practice questions. So check out the CBT, and I know that you will enjoy doing the work that I set out there for you. I hope you've had a nice time. Thank you.